But think about in today's society, social media, everybody announces everything. Like people even announce their exit. I'm on a Facebook group and somebody the other day was triggered by something that happened and so made this giant post about how they're going to leave the group. Who cares? Bye. Like, why do we announce it? Are we looking for permission? Are we looking for camaraderie? Are we looking for, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Welcome back to Unapologetic Rabble-Rousers. I am Doc Shelley.
And I'm Carla Lewis. Okay. I think that you know what? I'm just getting frustrated with the way things are. You know what I want?
What do you want?
I want something different. And I want it now.
I want it now.
And I want it now.
What do you want now?
What I want now is to talk about the fact that it's really okay if we make some decision that something we've got going on, some approach that we've had, a boundary that we managed, all of the things that we've covered up until now, that it's okay when we want to shift away from something that has always been in place. Or we try something new and we decide, you know what? No, that's not it. I'm changing again. It is okay for one to want something different and want to cover off the challenges that come with that. Some of the things we do to ourselves that make it hard and how we might be managing that when it comes to how it influences the people around us.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about you, my friend? At this time, we mentioned last episode, I believe it was, that we're coming into a new year. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole lot of wanting something new and different that goes on right now. I don't know if it's tradition or if it is that
we're supposed to.
Yeah, we're supposed to. That's a great point. Oh, it seems a really good time to talk about it.
Yeah. I have so many thoughts going through my head. I don't even know where to start. I'm kind of laughing because the first key point that is in my head is that change doesn't always come with a press release. So the way you started was, I have a big change. Right? So it kind of made me laugh. But I think it's very interesting to me how people sometimes do announce their things. And sometimes they do it because they want support. Sometimes they do it because they want the attention. Sometimes they just do it quietly without a big press release. When I went on my weight loss journey for the last effing time, because I am not doing this again. I still have 30 pounds to lose. But when I did it, I didn't make a big, broad announcement to people. I still went out to dinner. I still had drinks with my friends. I still did all the things. Mm-hmm. And eventually people were like, you've lost weight. What have you been doing? Whereas before, when I've lost weight, it's been a big production. Don't ask me to go out to dinner with you because I won't be able to go. Yeah, because I'm going on a diet. Don't ask me over for cocktails because I can't drink because I'm going on a diet. So it was like this, it was almost like a press release, right? Of like, nope, my life is ending because I have to go on a diet because I want to lose weight. Which the hell is that?
Right.
Or like, I need you to be my accountability buddy because I need to go to the gym every single day. Like, no. So I think part of me is going down this path of it's okay when we have dreams and we have goals. It's also okay that we shift them because sometimes we outgrow them and we don't have to make a big announcement of, hey, I've outgrown this goal. I'm now going to shift. Like, why do we announce it? Are we looking for permission? Are we looking for camaraderie? Are we looking for, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Like, why do we feel like big change has to come with a press release? A big announcement? I don't get it.
I love the analogy because I think there is a great deal to be respected about when you talked about it in terms of accountability. That's not necessarily a press release like, hey, world, I'm going to go do this change thing, and y'all are going to have a part to play in it. And so don't do this, don't do this, do this. Versus being able to approach you and I say, Michelle, I need some support. I'm looking for some support to be able to do X. And I would appreciate that you would keep in mind that I'm doing that. And if you have it in you to provide this kind of support or whatever you can, and it's not for me to dictate what your support looks like, but this is what I'm going to do. This is what I think it's going to take me to get it done. And I'll appreciate the support and encouragement that you might want to offer. But it's not like I have to tell the whole world. I don't have an issue telling people that are close to me, because sometimes you really do want to you want to know that there are people rooting for you. Not because it changes anything, but there's some safety and comfort that comes with people care. And you're usually sharing stuff with people you can trust. So you also know that if it doesn't work, they're not going to be turning you out on the street. They're not going to be tearing you apart and making you a social media meme. So I think the press release is pretty interesting. I hadn't thought about it in those terms before, but I conjure up now, I hope I haven't done that, but if I have, no, I have done that. I have done that. When I was going to grad school. Mm-hmm. I mean, I declared it loud and proud because it was going to change everything.
Change my world.
But it was also going to affect a lot of people just because of the challenge of being a full-time worker and a full-time student on the East Coast, but living in the Midwest and work, all of that. So it was kind of a big deal. But that
was kind of an announcement. But think about in today's society.
Yeah.
Social media. Everybody announces everything.
It's so true.
And it like people even announce their exit, right? Like, I'm on a Facebook group and somebody the other day was triggered by something that happened and so made this giant post about how they're going to leave the group. Who cares? Bye. Like, I don't care. Like, it was a dumb reason to leave the group. But are you doing that because this group doesn't fit what you need? Cool. Then just exit gracefully. You don't need to, you're not a plane arriving with hundreds of people. Like, those messages crack me up. And then you see all the messages, oh, don't go, we love you here, please stay. Or somebody else, oh, I'll pay for you if you want another month. Like, no, let the person go. I don't, like, if they're playing a game because they want your attention, I'm not down for that.
Yeah.
They're having a crisis, they're having a meltdown. They don't need to announce all this crap on social media that they're going to leave this group because they were triggered by somebody saying F you, whatever. It cracks me up. But then you also see people that will post, I've seen people do this too around the weight thing. Oh, I've lost all this weight, so now I'm going to sell these products that helped me lose my weight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know very many of them that 6 months to a year later are still selling those products because they helped them lose weight, because guess what? They gained it all back. They didn't make a big announcement about that. They didn't make the announcement that they shifted their dream of selling weight loss products.
Which they didn't have until they lost all that weight, and that was very exciting for them, I'm sure.
Right, and now all of a sudden they're certified health counselors, whatever.
See, I got the seal right there. Yeah. Yep.
But I think if we break this down to a average bear announcing they're going to start something, rarely do I see people that are exiting something. Mm-hmm. Which I find an interesting dichotomy. But I think it's important that we don't start the story with a big public announcement, like, unless there's a good reason for it. And I can't really think of one off the top of my head. Most people are doing it because they want attention. They want someone to say, oh, that you're going to be so great at that. It's like they need that external voice to give them the confidence to do the thing that they're trying to do.
I would add just a slight tangent to that, which is by declaring it out loud. Again, it doesn't have to be to the world, but by declaring it, there's some, I don't know, is it a ritualistic kind of a thing that this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. Not making big deal about it, but actually vocalizing it. Not just thinking, yep, this is what I'm going to do, but to be able to stand up and tell myself. There's something about...
Tell yourself. You're not doing a press release for yourself.
No, right. and being able to be quiet about the fact I'm going to change things.
Mm-hmm.
Not have to be loud about it. I think we've been maybe dancing around what it is that somebody gets, not dancing around, but dancing with what it is that somebody gets by being really out there with their declaration of the change that they're going to make, whether it's coming or going, it's growing or shrinking, whatever it might be. What is in it for that person? And it sounds to me like I'm thinking it's pretty selfish, actually, when somebody makes a big to-do about what they're going to do, that it doesn't serve anyone else to go through that press release. But at the same time, if it's a change that I'm going through that is going to affect those I love or those I work with,
but that's not a press release. That's a conversation. That's
right. That's exactly where I was going.
It's a big difference. Big difference. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, the kind of the I was going to say a word, and then I was like, that's a big word, and it's not the right word.
A big wrong word.
Big wrong word. It was a 50-cent word, but not used properly. I think the culmination of that whole idea of change doesn't always come with a press release is about normalizing that quiet shift. We can say it to ourselves, we can share it with people that matter, but we don't need to go blast it out on every social media.
Yeah.
Now, if you're opening a store, get it all in line, and when you're ready to open, then you make your press release. If you're doing something that you need customers for, that you need business for, that's cool. But I've seen so many people make these big outlandish statements, dreams, whatever, and then they don't come to fruition. And then people are like, whatever happened to that big thing that you were going to do?
Yeah. I have to admit it on a personal level. You and I were a part of a very exciting book launch project together. So the culmination of that whole thing, and then we were international best-selling authors, and it was all it was a great learning experience and a great experience overall. Mm-hmm. And there were press releases associated with it. And I've had a few things happen in my life where press releases were created and floated out to a bazillion places. And it was always uncomfortable. I just could not get comfortable with the fact that there was all of this hoop-de-doo about we did a book and I was a part of it. It just didn't feel right. But I did what I was supposed to do. I sent them out to local.
Why didn't it feel right?
Because I just don't like that whole notion of standing up and doing a press release for something that said, look at me. I don't need that. I don't want that. So, seriously.
Okay, this is not Coaching Carla hour, but boy, do I want to dig into that.
Oh, come on. Pretty much every one of our episodes ends up being a Coaching Carla moment. But pretend that I'm a member of the listening audience. So go for it. You don't have to. I know you're not trying to fix me, but you are trying to make some points about those mental models that get in the way of actually acknowledging that what you did was okay, whether or not you want to call it a press release that announces it to the world.
Right. But here's the thing. I think it's very selfish of you. And if I were coaching you, this is not how I would say this. Let me be clear. I actually think it's selfish of you to not want to do a press release for a book that other people could enjoy, find some lessons in, and find some learning in. Who the hell are you to not share that with the world?
That's right. Who am I? Yeah. Okay. Look at you.
I'm just, for those of you listening, I gave her a look because Carla has said some version of that to me many times over the years. I so like to give it right back.
That's right. But it was very well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
No, I know. I think that it's a great point. It's a great point because if you are doing something that is going to serve others, if you're doing something, and we're talking about all of us approaching doing something different than we've done before, doing something a different way than we've done before, this whole notion about quiet change. Perhaps I got caught up in the notion of the press release because I really did have an issue with that. But your point is important because the other side of that is if you've got something you've been focusing on that's really good for people and could serve others, then it's like having the conversation. I'm much more comfortable with that than this notion of a formal press release. So I'm going to get off that stage. I'm going to put that soapbox into the fire. So let's get back to let's get back to the notion that we have those things that some of them are worthy of announcing, but not with a megaphone and dancing elephants and social media.
With dancing elephants?
Well, nothing wrong with them. Boy. Okay, this is just Coaching Carla hour. This is what the new year brings, an opportunity to be fresh and fun, right? Okay. Thank you, Shelley. So but okay, so we're talking about change.
Yeah.
Quiet change that is perfectly okay and doesn't require you to make a big deal about it. The first thing is accept that that's what you want to do and then do it.
And I think, yes, and there's a lot that goes into growing, letting go of maybe a dream that you used to have. You mentioned the new year. You're not the same person you were last year. There has been growth. There has been moments of left turns and right turns and uphills and downhills, right? So we're never the same going into a new year, a new month, a new day. We've always expanded somehow. Mm-hmm. And so being okay with shifting a goal, a dream changing is normal. And I think we often think that, if I'm going to shift again, bless you. If I shift my business again, people are going to think I'm flaky. If I decide, I've lost 50 pounds and I still have more to lose and I decide I don't want to do that, people might think I'm a failure. There's so many things that can go through people's heads. Maybe you want to do something different than you've done before, and that's okay. Sometimes I think we force ourselves to want that version of us that we dreamed of at some point in time, even though we've outgrown it, we've moved on from it. Wanting something different is not failure. It's a sign that you're actually listening to your life.
That's important. That's so important. And I think being able to cut through the noise, be able to listen through the noise of the shoulds and the have-tos and the demands that are being placed on you by others, being able to hear that. Being able to know that there's something in there that you can listen to and then giving it its due. I think that's a really important point.
Yeah. And I think when we want something different, when we have a different dream, we want to change something up, that doesn't need to be justified. You don't have to explain it. Just like you don't have to explain your no. You also don't need to justify why you want something different. It might be messy. It might be unclear. It might even contradict your past self. But guess what? All that means is you're human. You're not wrong. And you don't have to explain it.
You had mentioned earlier, Michelle, about how we are not just every year, every month, every week, every day, but every moment we enter as a being that was different than the moment before. And I would invite people to think about how many times have you perhaps seen a movie or read a book, watched a TV show for the second or third or fifth time, and you pick up something new. It was always there. But when our filters change, our awareness changes, our eyes can focus differently, we hear differently, it's because of that growth. Mm-hmm. And so if we insist on keeping things the way they always are or always have been, there's so much to be missed by that. And if the only reason that we are blinded to those things is because somebody else might be affected, might be put off, might not like it.
Might disappoint someone.
I think the first and only person you need to convince that what you want to do is what you want to do is you.
Yeah, I think that notion of staying in something out of obligation is a death to your authenticity. If you don't want to do that thing anymore, and I get it, because I think sometimes I've done things a little bit longer than I should have because I had people cheering for me, or I had people invested, or I felt like I should because it was still working. I didn't want to disappoint somebody. Mm-hmm. Also, I know the impact that had on my authenticity and showing up every day. So you can be grateful for the journey, and you can still be ready to turn that page.
It's about being in that moment. Mm-hmm. I love the notion of the authenticity. And that it is not worth risking that for anyone else. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. And if you think about that version of you who had that dream, who was doing the thing, and you don't want to do it anymore, give credit, give recognition to that person, you, who got you where you are. Now let that person rest, because you're allowed to do something different now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I'm Carla Lewis.
I am Doc Shelley. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you give us a rating. You leave us a review. That'd be even better. We would love that. And we'll see you back next week. Yeah, I think that notion of staying in something out of obligation is a death to your authenticity. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to do that thing anymore, you can be grateful for the journey, and you can still be ready to turn that page.